Elmos, Miller's Port, best wings in Buffalo. LJ, first time you ever had these wings. Give me a 1 to 10, my man.
10.
We got a 10. We got a 10.
You score.
Double tip Cajun. Okay, that's where it's at. Come out to Elmos. If you want the best chicken wings, a lot of barbell talk. I know, I hear it too. This is the spot. Moneyball Live had some success with this a few days ago when we did a little forecast, a little preview of the Bills game, which we all know what happened, right? Bills in a close game. We knocked off the Ravens, and I think we're all pretty stoked about that. So what we want to do is bring you a preview, Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs. All right, so with me today, I have LJ Henderson, running back, UB Bulls. Over here, go ahead. You know what? You can introduce yourself because last time you yelled at me, I did it wrong.
I didn't yell at you, guys.
I mean, he broke my heart.
Listen,
I cried.
Hey, listen, 716, I am Will, owner and operator of Aquarium Designs Plus. Let's get into this football. Let's go.
Let's do it. And over here, right over to the right of me, I have
the world's famous DJ Hassan.
Woo. Smoke coming off.
World's
man,
famous,
right? And then over to the far side,
Coach Fash, Frontier Football, baby. Let's grow.
Last but not least, the whitest guy in the crowd. Love it. Coach Fash. All right. So listen, man, let's start this up, and I'm going to go right to Coach Fash. Who's going to win this football game? And how are they going to win this football game? And we're going to spin off that.
I'm going to tell you something, Donovan. Thanks for having me here tonight.
Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Get us out of the house. Got some cabin fever going on.
I'm glad you're here. No, I'm glad you're here joining us.
Stuff. Well, you got to understand, I'm a child of the 90s, a product of the 90s. Those 4 Super Bowls, going there 4 times. You build up a tolerance like, not again. It's different. It's different this year.
Feels different.
It just feels different. The personality of the team, it feels like the luck's on our side. That's what we were missing. I'm not even going to say what all the Buffalo curses were for the past 4 Super Bowls, but they dropped the pass in the end zone for a 2-point conversion to tie it.
Man,
that's fate.
Listen,
that's fate. You got to go with it.
The man's not wrong when you think about it like that, and you know. All right, analysis over. Look, we got it. No, but no, I mean, as far as what you're saying, it feels different.
It's
right?
just different.
Since when is there a game where a ball gets dropped in our favor? You know what I'm saying? When does that happen?
Because I'm going back to Cleveland Stadium when Ronnie Herman dropped that thing in the end zone to win go to the AFC Championship. It doesn't happen to Buffalo.
It doesn't.
But it does now because it's changing, man.
My man LJ here, you know, he mentioned he was a Giants fan, and 1991. The Giants broke our heart, man. That was the first Super Bowl that the Bills, the wide right. Were you born yet?
No.
He said word. He's like Giants. So, Giants broke our hearts, man. And I'm with Coach here when he said there is a different energy to it, because then the next year we went and the Redskins beat us. Then we went again and Dallas beat us. And then, hold on, we weren't done. We went again. 4 years in a row. And Dallas beat us again. Now, obviously, before your time, right? But not being from the area and obviously playing and being around football, what's the general stigma with the Buffalo Bills? What do your friends say about the Bills? What do you hear people say about the Buffalo Bills?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's just you guys are all like one here. Like coming from home, from Jersey, to coming up here, like you'll probably see like a license plate that says Jets or Giants here and there, but here you got literally every license plate cover or every storefront has Bills. So it's like you guys are just
a very loyal family, right? Right. And that makes me feel good to hear that, actually, because obviously the Giants, huge media market, Jets, huge media market, Buffalo Bills. And it's not like, people say, oh, you guys have nothing else to do in Buffalo. It's complete nonsense. The city's booming. Things are going well. We got the Sabres. We got the Bandits, world champions. But we look at football a little differently in this town, man. Back to the game. I'm going to go over to my man, Will. My man, Will, has some great analysis. And, in looking and rewatching last week, man, you hit a lot of things. It was like Nostradamus, man. You had a crystal ball or something. You hit the nail on the head with a lot of things. What do you think defensively this week we need to do to really focus up? Because now, man, take Lamar Jackson out of it, right? And those tight ends we talked about. Mahomes is a completely different animal in the fact that he's not running. He's not no spy type thing, So defensively, how do we have to change and what do we need to do?
Well, part of that's correct. Mahomes is not obviously Lamar Jackson, but Mahomes is still very dangerous on the run.
Sure.
Partially because, he's really protected. I'm not going to go on officials, but he knows he kind of like can do certain things to get defensive players in trouble. So he'll use that to his advantage. I mean, it's smart football. Having said that, defensively, what the Buffalo Bills need to do is control the line of scrimmage for one, because they do have a good running game. Secondly, what we need to do is make sure that we have Kelsey in check, because Kelsey comes off of his blocks and hits those short screens across the middle. Like, that's his go-to guy no matter what. They do have a burner and Worthy. I mean, they have some speed on the outside, but I think for the most part, you have to look at what Kansas City really brings to the table, and that is Mahomes, Kelsey, and look at their season. This season hasn't been that stellar. A lot of people have this whole mystique about KC for the past few years, and I get it. They have a hell of a record, and they obviously won the Super Bowls. But this year is different for Kansas City, just like it's much different for Buffalo Bills. Kansas City has not played that stellar of a season. They almost lost most of their games.
I agree with that.
So they're not the same team. They haven't, and let's pay attention to this. They haven't met this Buffalo Bills team. This Buffalo Bills team is healthy. They're stronger than them this year. We showed it when we played them, and it'll be a repeat of what we saw. They only blew out one team this year. They have to really bring everything that they have this game. I think that the Buffalo Bills, containing Patrick Mahomes, controlling the line of scrimmage, and most importantly, you have to account for Kelsey and then make them beat us with their legs.
Well, last time Bills played KC, was Milano out there? Did Milano play?
Milano was hurt.
Did you see Milano come downhill after Lamar?
Yeah.
After he pulled the ball?
Oh, yeah.
I think he's up to game speed.
Yeah,
I think he's up.
Listen, we all know he's a difference maker, but I think seeing him in these important games really makes you kind of realize how missed he was. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
DJ, let me ask you this, man. Mahomes, everybody's saying off season for Mahomes. They're like, man, he just, he doesn't have the numbers. Something looks off with him. He's winning ball games. You get to a point in your career where stats become a little bit more secondary and the rings become the primary focus, right? So this dude's got the hardware and people can say whatever they want about him, but he's winning. Buffalo beat KC this year. Do you look at the last game we played and do you blueprint that and you say, oh, look, we have the tools and this is how we know how to get to Mahomes or whatever? Or do you think Mahomes, just being Patrick Mahomes, right? This guy who's this veteran, again, the stats aren't coming off or anything else. Give me some input on where you think Kansas City's head's at, where Mahomes' head's at with that.
Well, no, I think Mahomes is going to be Mahomes. He's going to come after and play to the best of his ability and try to get another ring, because that's the competitive nature of any NFL sports fan, right?
Sure.
So, but at the end of the day, I feel like you said, they did not play this Buffalo Bills team, and I feel like as long as we can, like Bills, and control the line of scrimmage, and keep Kelsey and Chubb. And another thing I have to say too, to add to that, is watch out for Pacheco on those screens.
You know what? Pacheco's coming off that broken leg too. And if you look at the last 5 games, snap count's going down.
It's going way down. And I thought last game, I was actually shocked to see, Kareem Hunt come out and play the way he did. But then I looked at it again. I watched the game again. He really didn't have a spectacular game, man. He had a couple runs, right?
He really didn't. And what you have to look at to add on the Haas's point is, Pacheco is dangerous. Any NFL player that's on the field is dangerous.
They're athletes. Yeah,
That's why
best athletes in the world.
But look at what we brought against Denver Broncos. Look at what we brought this past week against the Ravens, for God's sake. I mean, Derrick Henry, look what we did against Henry and Lamar when he attempted to scam him. Now, I get it. He got a couple long games, but so what compared to what they've been getting, right? So I think our defense that we're bringing to the table this week is perfectly suited to shut down Kansas City's offense as long as we make the people that we know are the deep threats accountable, which is going to be Kelsey in my eyes.
So my man right here is a running back. Okay, like I had mentioned, University of Buffalo running back, starting not this year, going in, man, and congrats for the season. You just had, man, 9-4 Bahamas Bowl. These guys were
Go.
Yeah, they were.
Man, under my own heart.
You be on the map. You be on the map. But as a running back, and what's your take with these two teams as a running back? I guess what I mean by that is James Cook, super elusive, right? He's got definitely a different style than Pacheco. Pacheco's that bruiser.
Yeah, right.
He wants to hurt you when he runs,
He was at Rutgers.
He's at Rutgers. Yeah, and Cook, Georgia guy, but super elusive and doing different things. So as a running back, man, who do you think has the advantage?
I'll say the Bills just because they got Cook and Davis. Yeah, like they're both two good running backs that one goes out and the next one comes in and does the exact same thing, and there's no drop off. So it's just they just keep punching it until one of them scores.
I think when him and I were just doing the interview, he mentioned that. He said, man, because we're talking about Ray Davis, and there was no drop off, like you said, right? Ray Davis, man, he comes to play, and obviously reps, and things like that change people's perspective of the running back. So when you see Cook and you see 15 carries for 79 yards, and you see, Davis 3 carries, whatever, it can change people's opinions. And for not the most cerebral football fan, they'll just look at numbers, be like, Ray Davis, he stinks. He had 22 yards. When were those 22 yards? When they need it. When did that man come out and do what he needed to do?
That wasn't like
You know what I'm saying?
That wasn't like an easy 22 yard. That was like a full good 22 yard.
Gotta get
And free legs running, just ready to go, man. I think the Bills are doing a great job of keeping everybody fresh. Like, same thing with our receivers. Now, listen, we got to throw the ball more than last game, right?
If you have to.
Really?
Well, what do you think?
And I'm asking. So if we have to, but you don't think right off, you don't think
Bills
we're
are
going to have
set up right now. You're watching the whole season. They're set up to run first. Josh Allen's staying within himself and doing what is given in front of him. He takes it, and he's not looking to play superhero ball. And it sneaks in once in a while. He
might have been able to hand off that last one.
Sneaks in once in a while, but you got to look at James Cook, the way he's running this year. He's running really close to the way he did down in Georgia, where he was an off tackle, outside, find it like an outside zone type scheme. You see him running, finding those holes, and he accelerates fast. And that's what his claim to fame down in Georgia.
That's a
Some
great
of those
point,
big
man.
runs down there.
Yeah, I'm a huge Georgia fan, and I did follow him there, and that's a great point.
That's happening because you got an offensive line that can move and they can.
He's got the holes.
He's
got the holes.
That's the biggest difference.
The wide receiver,
involved though, right?
well, I like to see him get Coop involved, but what you have to look at going into this game is again, once you're dealing with their defense, I'm talking about our defense, but their defense, they don't really have the best passing defense. Like their defensive, their corners are not that solid. Like their press.
McDuffie's an all-pro, isn't he?
Well, he isn't all pro,
Yeah.
but he if you
They've
look at
been
his
playing
tape-
larger than life, though. I think I agree with what you're saying, but they've been playing better than their stats.
Exactly. But when you look at their stats and you look at them against prolific passing teams that can really get the ball out of the pocket, they don't do well at all.
Okay, yeah.
Which is why they almost lost most of those games. It's just teams march through the pass.
It's
The
gonna be
middle is
interesting.
always open with KC.
It's going to be interesting how they do it this year because they run what's called a match zone defense. Where the safeties and the corners are playing line number 2. It's going to be interesting how Joe Brady sets up his offense to get receivers open, and he does a great job of that. Those guys come open wide open all the time, especially against a match 2.
Right.
You'll see if
It
Spagnuolo
should
can
be a
actually.
good week for our tight ends.
It's good. I agree 100%.
I've been saying that since week 3.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and it's just not happening. We're just not utilizing it, man. And I don't disagree with you that it should be, but Dalton Kincaid is a weapon.
Right.
That dude's got to get used more. I don't want to put a negative spin on this, but I'm going to say this. If we go out with that game plan, I think we got lucky last game. I think if we go out with that same game plan and we do not air the ball out more, I think we're going to lose this ball game. And I think we have to get Coop involved.
Yeah,
I think we have to get Keon Coleman involved with a deep ball. Listen, how many times is there a deep ball thrown? First down, second down, third down. Gonna get a flag on one of those 3, right? You're gonna get a flag, man. Now maybe not because it's the Chiefs and the refs.
Probably not.
But I mean,
they didn't see it.
But to what Coach was saying too, man, Brady play calling is unbelievable.
Oh, it's the best. It's great.
Unbelievable. I'm watching the first down play, the second down play, and I'm honestly, it's lately it's been unpredictable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's been points where you could almost predict, okay, we're gonna run here on first and then we're coming play action on second.
Right.
Not with Brady. You just can't. It's like
I agree with you, man.
He's been mixing it up today.
It's been a little vanilla in the past, and he's been mixing it up a little bit. It's a little Neapolitan now. Is that the
Yeah,
strawberry in there, a little mixture there.
You can ask me that, man. Look at me, can't you?
I don't think I've ever referred to a football reference to Neapolitan.
Neapolitan.
Well,
What are the keys to the game? What are the keys to the game? What are the keys?
the keys.
I'm gonna go down the line. We'll get keys to the game.
My keys.
My man's got a hot date. He told me in about 30 minutes.
You gotta get on that.
Like, I gotta be
My first key is definitely going to be control the line of scrimmage. Second key is going to be take care of the ball. And I guess if I went with the third one, it will be definitely execute on your passing. And I'm not talking all deep balls. I'm talking about take what they give you, which will be this. They're going to be bringing heat. So when they bring that heat, that's when you can eat over the middle. Take advantage of what they've been giving people all season. And I keep saying that because it's happened. They almost lost those games because they're not the same KC we saw 3 years ago.
No, and I'm hearing what you're saying, man.
So take full advantage of their disadvantages this year and control the ball, control the line of scrimmage, protect it, and utilize your passing weapons.
It's a smart take, and if they're doing enough film study,
Right.
which you know they are,
Yeah.
they're going to see that. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? What do you think, LJ? What do you think the keys to this game?
Definitely the line of scrimmage, whether it's running or passing for both teams, and definitely the penalty margin. So whoever has the most penalties, it's gonna be a little rough to win the game. But without KC, we're gonna see the.
I think you're right, though. I think penalties are going to be a big part of this game. And unfortunately, man, and that's where, Coach, man, you make a great point with traditionally how you feel like we're automatically at a disadvantage. Something deep in my gut feels different this year, right? There's a different energy. So let's hope these refs, dude. I hate to make it about refs, dude, but listen, last game,
That's true, though.
they're calling face masks, and the guy, you guys going like this,
I mean, the Dawkins call.
and it's a 15-yard penalty, yet they gave Mahomes 25. They made up a new penalty. They put 25 yards.
Yeah.
What are your keys to the game?
I'm gonna go unconventional, and I'm gonna definitely give keys to the games for our viewers. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, keys to the game. Which camera are we on?
We're
Keys
on.
to the
Go ahead.
game. Make sure you watch this game with people that know football. Be sure that when your people come over, you have some of the best wings like they got over here at Elmos.
There, look at this guy, man.
Make sure you got that. And also keep the drinks to the minimal because when you're watching the game, drunk people are the loudest.
You want to remember? You want to remember the games.
You want
Great
to remember
keys.
it.
You want to remember?
Yep. And the last key, I'm gonna tell y'all this seriously. This is for the Bills to score a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I got.
All right. Touchdowns, equal
Very
points.
good. Very good.
Coach Fash, where you at, man? What are your keys to this game?
You all might disagree with me here, but I think the key to the game is the 3 Ps. Possession, possession, possession.
Okay.
We hold the ball longer than they do. We win this game,
I think that's a great take.
period.
Okay.
Ooh,
Good, man.
Good.
All three, go. All three are possession,
I
man.
like that, baby.
I love that thing.
like that.
One thing I want to say, because I think it's necessary, Kelsey, first 5-6 games of the season, everybody was like, man, this guy's washed up, right? He's old, he can't catch the ball anymore. And as the season went on, Kelsey started proving people wrong. And he was like, no, man, I'm still here. Forget about Taylor. I'm still here,
Yeah.
And last week in that playoff game, we all saw Travis Kelsey, right? We saw the true Travis Kelsey. Now, my opinion, they're going to use him more of a decoy. They got another tight end there, right? That's Noah Gray. And they like to use him. He's sneaky. I think what they're going to do, man, Kelsey coming off that game, they're going to use him as a decoy. And I think if the Bills are not fooled by that, we don't have Noah Gray. He's not going to do the damage. He's not going to run. He's no Kelsey. But he gets open for first downs and he gets open for touchdowns. So if I had to pull something out of it, I would say make sure we're covering both tight ends and making sure we're paying attention to that guy.
I like it.
All right. What else y'all got here, man?
Hey, I'll tell you what, everybody can go back and forth on opinions on how the game should be played, offense, defense, whatever, but it boils down to this. It boils down to Josh Allen. Okay? So if Josh plays Josh Allen football, meaning composed like he's been playing, I get it. He scrambles on the fly sometimes. I hate it when he runs every single time, even though we need it. I hate it. If we can avoid that as much as possible and use what they give us, because they will give us a lot, there's always – when people bring heat, there's always openings. So I actually love blitzes sometimes because when they bring those blitzes, that means they're coming. That means somebody's open.
I'm with you.
When they blitz the corner, he left his receiver like somebody's open.
Yep.
So we basically have to take what they give us on all levels. I'm not really worried about Kansas City. I'm not saying I'm just not disrespecting them as an NFL team. Anybody can win on any given Sunday, but I am saying that the Buffalo Bills, based on what we saw this past week, towards the end of the season, and judging back in October when I was like, I don't even think we're making playoffs, things because we were hurt. A lot of people banged up. We have all of our weapons back, minus a couple. We got wrapped out a little bit. Benford, a couple people
Healthy for the most part.
And the addition of Milano should take care of that Kelsey issue in the middle.
I hope so.
I think that we have enough tools this time to really control this ball game, to be able to handle them on offense and defense.
Yeah, and to piggyback off what you said, like you said about those blitzes and how you're not worried about them. And Joe Brady and Josh it seems like they time it well.
Exactly.
Whenever blitz is coming, the screens, like you said, get Dalton and Cadence involved with that.
Right.
Quick passes,
passes, those tight end screens, and
To someone other than our guy,
Shakir.
he's gonna get killed.
Yeah, you know. Well, they got him returning punter for God's sake. I'm like, no.
Shakir is a baller, man.
Yeah, he is. I love
I hope y'all are enjoying watching these, as much as we are making them, because it's just a lot of fun. We're not taking ourselves too seriously, and everything's from the heart. And I think these are some truly educated football opinions. So, hopefully we're back doing this again. Because next week, or the next time we're on means the Bills are going to the Super Bowl.
That's it. That's so.
We're coming. Do it. All right, out.
Let's go, money.
Shut her down.
that was good.
Sweet. That was good. Oh, you can go back and forth with that scenario all day. I mean, real
What time we
good.
doing this tomorrow?
Right.